Hey, Mom? I think I'm starting to remember things. Not a lot, not very vividly, but I think I remember times I almost went to the void. I never used to think about it much. In fact, I was scared that I would get in trouble if I said anything. But I remember vivid dreams. I remember nights when I knew I was asleep and I almost felt like there was a veil or a curtain in the background. Like if I tried, I could push through it and be in another land. I used to think it was my imagination. Something that I would now liken to Narnia, Wonderland, Terabithia, or something. Do you think that it was something more? I also remember peeking a few times. A land of twinkling lights and soothing swirls. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I think I might have been shown it briefly before.
That does sound like early void contact to me. We only have our own experiences to draw on, but for me it wasn't dissimilar. I would be deeply sad and wishing I could disappear. I'd always be staring into something dark, a mirror, a puddle on an overcast day, the blackness deep in a closet. I'd have this feeling like if I just managed to push my hand through a membrane, I'd be in some other world. And then I'd think I'd seen something move or flicker. I even reached for it a couple times, and then it was gone. I convinced myself afterwards it was my imagination, but it was hard to shake off even so. But reaching for it was exactly the wrong thing. Falling into it is more like what I had to do.
So I'm not losing my mind with half-remembered things? Good. I was afraid I was. Especially with the new senses that have been cropping up. It's weird feeling people dream around me and knowing how they slept. I feel like something out of the Sandman comics or something.
Maybe? I get the feeling like the swirls and lights might be what everyone sees in the back of their eyelids. You know what I'm talking about? You just close your eyes and it's almost like there's sparkles and patterns on the edge of your awareness, but if you try to look right at them, they disappear? Or is that just me?
Not just you. I've always seen that as well. It's distracting to a degree when trying to fall asleep, because I start trying to look at them and can't. Well, couldn't. Now, though, I kind of can. Either way, the memories of things are hazy, and it's like, now that I've been there, I remember all the times I almost went, if that makes sense. Though, alongside that, there are a lot of things I remember now I would prefer I didn't.
Yeah. I remember a lot of that kind of thing, too. It all came back to me after the Void Feast. But, you know, we're probably both stronger for those experiences. It's hard to be afraid of minor things when you've been afraid of major things, you know?
I guess you're right. The most scared I ever was, back then at least, was when Senna disappeared. When I was told she was dead, just like all the others. A failure, they called her. That's all we meant to them. Now it's seeing Senna with the Horde and knowing I could have saved her if I had maybe moved fast enough. It's the fear of losing family and friends that I have now. Anyway, I would prefer not to dwell on that at the moment. I have a theory. Some of the powers we have come from being void-touched, right?
Many of them, yeah. Maybe most. Well, okay, more aptly, that seems to be a lot of how our literamancy manifests. Go on.
Considering the way it all interconnects, do you think that means we can boost each other, or maybe achieve different things together, depending on who we're working with? Just a thought. Mainly, do you think the two of us together might boost your healing, with the blend in our layers?
Oh, wow, what a thought. I mean, I think the theory is a sound one. Tempest and I have done some things that way. It'd be worth experimenting, I'd say for sure. That really excites me, Miko. I wonder if it would work like that. Okay, true confessions time. I'm always working on improving it. My ability to heal, I mean, because it always feels so inadequate in the face of every war, and yeah. If there were anything I could do to make it more effective, or work on more people at once, or I don't know anything like that at all. Well, I'd sure be interested. And there's gotta be a special magic that comes out of the dreamscape too, right? Chasing off nightmares, for example? Hell, I won't lie, I wish for that every once in a while. Frith knows it would help Tempest a lot. Gala too. Did I mention we're a broken mess, Miko? You do know this, right? It's not news, I hope.
No, it's not news, and I understand. Maybe we should look into it? I mean, it can't hurt if I'm right. Then we could do a lot with it. I'll have to play around and see if I can help soothe or chase away nightmares. Maybe I can help. That's all I want, really, to help people, and especially my family and friends. I want to be someone that you can rely on when you need to. Anyway, should we talk to the others about it?
Definitely. We should definitely do that. We need to be careful, though. Experimenting with void powers can be an adventure. Yeah, we'll call it that. But yes, if you're right, we can't ignore the potential.
Let's hope it works out then. And Mom, thanks for always being willing to listen. I know I probably need to look into therapy and have a chat with Senna. I can't avoid the past forever. For now, I will focus on writing. We're going to need all the energy we can get for the Exodus. Is there anything else I can do on that front?
You know, I'm going back to therapy now. And I even managed to talk Tempest into giving it a try. Oh, well, okay, that's not quite true. I kind of muscled them into it, I'll be honest. You really shouldn't put it off too much. There's always going to be an immediate crisis that will make a good excuse. Trust me, I know, I'm an expert at finding them. But I'm not going to lean on you too hard about it if you're at least thinking about it. That's good. I'm proud of you. Now, to answer your question, Senna's already on board at the storehouses, so I'm not worried about that. You said you figured you could handle, what, 50K or so to help populate Penwall? As long as things are in place there, I guess the only things left that I can think of are getting people to help with the literacy training or speak language resources and the actual migration once it starts. Are you on board for helping with the Void Pocket? Sunny showed you how to do that, right? Oh yeah, and did you manage to find anything that might help Tempest and me stay awake longer without frying our already beleaguered brains?
Sounds right. And yes, I found something. So, the roots of the Voidberry plant can do what you want, but there are going to be drawbacks. It's found in the dreamscape, and it's rare to get as well. Don't ask how I found this out, but you will eat twice as many calories as normal for your baseline, and it lasts for 6 days. Problem is, on day 3, the hallucinations start. They can be difficult to navigate as well. Mom, it's not the best plan, and you will have to make up for the sleep you missed afterwards. The self-care mafia will not like it, but there are lives at stake. I already gathered enough to make 2 doses. No more than that because of the threat of overdose. 1 for each of you.
Okay, it's cool that you found something. If you found this stuff out the way I think you must have found it out, I probably owe you a timeout or something, but you're an adult. Yeah, I'm not stupid enough to think I can just blithely play with something like that. There are combat drugs that'll keep you awake for 3 days, too. I've taken them before, and they're no joke. If we're gonna try it, we'll have to inform the doc. And Flub, too. It's only right. Yeah, they'll hate it, but they'll understand. This is one of those situations where the risk is justified, I think. I'll consult with them, though. Is there a risk of permanent damage? If it's a significant risk, we shouldn't even try it. There have been plenty of studies on extended sleep deprivation, and I know it's nothing to toy with. People die. And am I going to be as exhausted afterwards as I was after all the magic drain in November? I don't dare risk that again. It's taken so long to fully recover from that. If I do that again now, I'll be useless in November. I can't have that, not even for something like this.
Doesn't appear to have any permanent side effects, and no, you won't be that tired. But you will sleep longer and deeper afterwards. As for the finding out, trust me, Senna already got a hold of me for it. She was not pleased with me when she realized what was happening and what I had done. I didn't mean to, though, honest. It was not my intention to eat it, but, well... Anyway, I think we need to pass it by them and see what tests the doc can do. I did get enough to try and research it more. Still, it's the best I could find. And I'll have to stay away from the site given the dust, but I will be ready to receive people afterwards.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to give you more shit than I'm sure Senna already gave you. And accidents do happen. Especially to us, it seems. Okay, we'll run it by them then. Sounds about as safe as such a thing could be. I didn't expect it would be easy. Thanks for checking into it. Let's go talk to the doc then and go from there.
Yeah, things are never easy or simple when it comes to stuff like this. After you. Hey, Mom? Is there any way I could get recommendations for a therapist?
I'll give Velma's office a call. She's probably compiling a list by now. Come on.